Thank you for joining us for the Natural Choice Business Opportunity. I'll be your host, and we'll be taking a look at Canaway, the premier cannabis company, the people, the products, the purpose, the industry, and the company, and what opportunity it presents. Thank you for joining us. The first question always on the top of everyone's mind, whether you're here as a customer or a potential business entrepreneur looking for an opportunity, everyone wants to know about cannabis. And the words hemp and cannabis and marijuana are used interchangeably. And there is much confusion out there. What's legal? What's not? What is it? What does it do? So the first thing that we see here on our screen is that cannabis is actually the name of a group of plants in the Cannabisaceae family. And within that group, there's different plants that have many different uses. So the example here is the citrus fruits. One fruit is very different from the other, but they are all in the same family. And it's similar to cannabis, which can be broken up into two species, one being hemp and one being marijuana. So let's take a look at them. They look very different, especially when you look at true industrial hemp that's grown in certain regions like Northern Europe and Canada, etc. Hemp actually looks more bamboo-like. It has a very tall stalk. And this is where the high concentration of CBD comes from. This plant also has over 20,000 industrial purposes to it, including fiber for clothing and textiles, medicines, automobile industry fuels, batteries, so many other things. They're using hemp to build homes, as some of you know. And on the flip side, you have its sister, marijuana. And marijuana, you know, is legal in many places, but not all places at this time, especially in the United States. And it is a shorter, bushier plant. It has a higher concentration naturally of THC, which is the psychoactive ingredient. And it's mainly grown for that purpose. There's no industrial applications, although there are medicinal applications for both of these plants. A little history of hemp. You can definitely research more of this because it is very important to know what's happened, because way back in ancient times, for example, the Chinese emperor Shen Hung recorded the first medicinal use of hemp. Hemp was used in society at large. It was a normal part of society and was part of the US pharmacopoeia, even in 1850, as you see here. It was required to be grown to start a US colony. All of our founding fathers grew hemp. The Constitution was written on hemp paper, and there's so many amazing stories about how hemp helped many industries. But then what happened in 1937 changed everything. The passage of the Marijuana Tax Act ended the role of cannabis as medicine when hemp and marijuana became lumped together and taxed so high that most people couldn't justify the expense of growing the hemp crop for all of the purposes that our society and our environment needed it. So we are very proud to be the first group of companies in America to bring hemp and CBD back into production in the US as early as 2012, when people were not talking about this yet. So our mission statement as a company is really rooted in this ability to bring something back to society. We believe in hemp for humanity, and that is powered by Canaway. And the goal here is to provide information and keep the conversation going about hemp and its role in all things: sustainability, environment, health, community, and business. And there is even a website for Hemp for Humanity on the screen that you can check out. The Hemp for Humanity mission really covers 4 areas. You know, when it comes to our health, there's the whole story of real scientific hemp oil, and the fact that our hemp oil is the very first product with our pure gold liquid to be in the PDR. That is the physician's desk reference, or the little digital version, the prescriber's digital reference that doctors use to validate things that they would prescribe to patients. We are led by world-renowned Dr. Stuart Titus, and you'll hear a little bit more about him. And this leads us to the sustainability, the fact that we use a source that is very responsible, all organic practices and non-GMO sourcing, a biodynamic method of farming. And we support this because in the area of our source, they've always been growing this way. Hemp is a bioremediator of the soil, so it will absorb anything that was formerly in that soil. And a lot of farmers are having to absorb the toxins from previous crops like corn and GMO crops and tobacco and the such. Hemp for community is huge. Getting everyone in on the conversation, changing laws, changing thoughts, speaking out. Our leaders have spoken to the FDA, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and also the European Parliament. We're part of the US Hemp Roundtable and many other organizations to keep making this movement propel forward. And then, of course, hemp for business, which we'll be talking about more thoroughly later. We are one of the very first companies to bring cannabis into the world of business in a new way that opens up the opportunity for everyone. So we're pioneers. When our group began, there really wasn't anything. There wasn't the machinery, there wasn't the resources to produce a hemp crop in a large scale like we envisioned it. So we had to actually invent it. We're the first. The first CBD product was sold back in April of 2012. And it's just really been history before then. Our company of first was our parent company, Medical Marijuana Incorporated, which was the very first publicly traded cannabis company in the United States back in 2009. And this led to 2011, where we were the first to establish a global CBD pipeline, bringing hemp CBD into America from Europe. And that was not possible before. Hemp was not allowed to be grown in the US at that time. There were just little pilot programs going on. And so we were able to negotiate that and make that a reality for people legally. Here's our farm in Northern Holland, and these were taken during the harvesting season. That is one of the pieces of equipment that we had to be a part of creating and inventing, because to break down and process these hemp stalks is quite a process, and you need a lot of them. We were also the first company to sell a commercial CBD product and sell across state lines. Didn't matter whether the state had legal, medical, or recreational marijuana. That was not a concern, because hemp was used for industrial purposes and it was proven to be safe and legal. Then, in the same year, we had to develop the testing standards. There were no standards for this industry. It was still the Wild West, and it still is. The companies that are not following the stringent guidelines required by consumers today and by governmental authorities are starting to weed themselves out. But we went beyond the fact that people have a third-party lab test. We triple lab test, and we will discuss that. The other thing that we were a first to do is we were the first company to license the National Institute of Health government patent on cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. We'll look at that patent in a moment. That has allowed us to do so much research and move forward the evidence of cannabinoids. This is the patent. You can look it up, 6630507. This was awarded to Drs. Julius Axelrod and Grimaldi, and our partnership with a biotech company, Canali Sciences, has allowed us to investigate what this patent has proclaimed to be true. Our government knows that cannabinoids help our bodies be healthier. And that just led to more. The very next instant, we started the first direct selling company in the cannabis industry. And we are still the premier cannabis company in the network marketing and direct selling industries. No one does it quite like us. We really don't settle in terms of quality and everything that we offer to our customers. And, to take this further, how did this all start? Well, in that same year, our parent company, which we all use the same source, was able to go to Brazil and legalize CBD because of a family. This is the Fisher family. You can hear their story through their documentary, Illegal. And this is the fight of a Brazilian mother, Catiele, to save her children, her child in particular, with the medicinal use of marijuana. A lot of laws had to be broken and then changed, and our company helped her provide the source for her child, Annie, that's pictured there. It's such an inspirational story, and this is one of many things. At this point, we were the first company to get a CBD product legally registered as a nutritional supplement. Our Real Scientific Hemp Oil was the first. Next, Mexico. You know, leading the way in Mexico was a tough thing. And thank goodness we had Raul Elizade pictured here. He leads up our HempMeds Mexico subsidiary, and he was vital just to help his daughter and then help others all around the country and now the world to get access to the medicines that they needed through a plant called hemp. And then it moved on to Paraguay, first company to launch a legal CBD medicine in Paraguay. Raul spoke and addressed the UN and the World Health Organizations about CBD to get the whole world involved in the conversation. A lot of agencies, even the US Olympic Committee, the World Anti-Doping Agency that approves medicines for athletes and non-medicines as well, just supplements and substances that will enter their bodies during competition, is all interested in knowing more about natural remedies and natural solutions to health, and they approve CBD as well. And finally, launching Europe in 2018, the very first company to launch in all 28 EU countries at one time. And it's just going further, as you'll see. Before that, I think one of the things that really propelled us the furthest in the US and is continuing as more and more medical professionals find this out is that we are the first to be launched, as I said earlier, and listed in the prescriber's digital reference. Something that recently happened that we're also proud of is we received an award and a certificate of acknowledgement from the state of Hawaii. We were there with our Chief Sales Officer, Alex Grapov, and our founder, Dr. Stuart Titus, as you see pictured there. And Hawaii basically was acknowledging that their state is open to this. They want to proliferate their environment with this amazing resource and support everything that we're doing with hemp. So now let's take a look at the products. They're driven by science. So we have to step back a moment and think a little bit about the science of CBD and how does it actually work? Well, we have a system in our bodies. It's the largest self-regulatory system within our bodies. It's called the ECS, or the endocannabinoid system. This system has receptor sites that are located all throughout the body and the internal organs, as you can see there by the picture. You have CB1 receptors and CB2 receptors, and they all trigger different responses in the body. The biggest thing that this system does is it regulates homeostasis within us. It's all about balance. It balances our mood, our appetite, our sleep, our hormones, the activity of all of these organs so that they function the way that they were meant to biologically. There is a deficiency that most of us probably have been living with, because when hemp was vilified with the Marijuana Tax Act, it went out of our food chain. So we didn't really get the benefits of the cannabinoids in our daily diet when people used to have that. When every colony had animals eating the hemp off the ground, and then the people were eating the animals and ingesting the cannabinoids, it was part of their daily supplementation, whether they knew it or not. And now there is clinical endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome. And this is causing many of the immune and inflammatory disorders that are happening today. This quote from Dr. Ethan Russo is powerful. This is the underlying cause to so many things, and it can be corrected with a simple plant. So hemp-derived CBD, CBD stands for cannabidiol, is one of the many, over 140 cannabinoids found in the cannabis plant, like hemp and marijuana. So research is basically showing that cannabinoid receptors in the endocannabinoid system respond to cannabinoids like CBD found in hemp. And what we have done uniquely is identify 3 key ingredients that we pull from the hemp plant. We're the only company that has 3 different levels of hemp oil, because everybody's body is different and responds to different things. There is not a one-size-fits-all solution in cannabinoids. So you have the green oil. Think of this as the raw, extracted oil with all of the plant material naturally found. Nothing is removed. All of the cannabinoids work in synergy together with amino acids and terpenes and vitamins and minerals and all of the raw acidic elements, just like if you were to grow your own plant and juice it. Then we take the green oil and we refine it a little bit more by doing something called decarboxylation. And this allows the CBD level to rise, of course, in the process, but it also refines it even more. Then we filter the blue oil to create our gold oil. This is the maximum level of CBD allowed that you can possibly get. And of course, innovation will change that statement at any time. But the gold oil refines by filtering out all of the excess plant material and raising the level of CBD, leaving a golden honey colored oil. So people will pick and choose between these oils for different reasons. And the thing that is amazing about them is they are a raw paste. They are not diluted. They are not mixed with all these other things like flavorings and artificial colorings and all the different things that you see on the marketplace. You will not find bubblegum flavor CBD oil here. This is not what we're doing. This is the original essence of the plant. It is extracted and you buy it. And you can then do what you need to do with it. Mix it into your smoothie, put it directly under your tongue, mix it in with other foods and beverages, or just put it in a capsule and take it every day. It leaves a lot of room for addressing many, many needs. These are true full spectrum products. And we're the only company that provides this to our consumers. These are the products. There are many different things. And the reason for that is not to make anything complicated. It's to have a solution for everyone. Personal preference, lifestyle, individual needs, age, everything comes into play here. Do you want something topical? Do you want something dietary and nutritional? Do you want coffee? Do you want tea? Is it skincare? Is it essential oils? Or is it just something that you want to take a capsule every day? Easy breezy. There is a solution for everyone. There's even an endocannabinoid DNA test kit to see what your compatibility with various types of products is. And that's really great to be able to identify that. I mentioned the fact that our products are triple lab tested through our stringent testing. The plant is tested while it grows, it's tested after it is processed, it is tested when it is in the final product to make sure that nothing has changed or altered along the process. Nothing has been contaminated. We are one of the companies that is U.S. Hemp Authority certified and actually sit on the board of the U.S. Hemp Authority now. And we are included in the PDR with our Pure Gold liquid, as I have mentioned. Now let's take a look at our purpose, because it is all hemp for humanity. And this whole mission started because of a little girl and her family's hope and her family's drive. So we have to have a very stringent attention to quality and excellence. We're providing product to children, we're providing product to families, and we want it to be safe. So our soil to sale process is pretty strict. First of all, we researched over 3,000 different cultivators and cultivars to find the right partnering farm and the right cultivar of hemp to be the highest cannabinoid content, the safest source when it comes to the soil, the most friendly to nature, not taking from it, but giving back. And we found it. So this whole process was actually led by Dr. Stuart Titus, who has over 40 years of experience. His team is very experienced in the biotech team, and they're working with extraction partners who follow a very meticulous process. We use only the best processes to extract our hemp, and that's something that you need to ask when you are looking at the marketplace. You need to know where your source is, where are the lab results, and what is the process used to extract that hemp. Is there alcohol, ethanol being used to extract that? Is butane involved? You do not want residues of that, nor that even entering into the picture. We use only supercritical CO2 extraction. It is the safest, cleanest way of extracting CBD and other cannabinoids from hemp. So because we created these standards, we set the tone for the entire industry. Everybody started to follow, and everyone really is just trying to live up to the triple lab testing standards. It's very hard to do. You have to make it a priority, but in the meantime, we're educating, we're changing minds and laws and lives. I'm sure you've seen many articles. It is very much out there in the news. Most of the news is a cautionary tale about being very careful about the source, being very careful about where you buy your products. You don't buy your CBD from a gas station. or a grocery store or a place where you don't know that there is an educated person or a lab result or someone there who can answer your questions. It is a very scary marketplace because everyone's trying to get in on the green rush and make a buck. And that is not the goal for us. Obviously, it is a business, but the whole intent started to help people. And so the safety standards are the most important thing. And it's because of these ECHO families. ECHO is a foundation that we support. It's a nonprofit, independent, charitable organization that will provide cannabinoid therapies and financial aid resources to families that need help. I've met some of these families. They are incredible, and their strength and their character and what they do to change people's minds about stepping out of the box when you have a difficult situation medically, when the medical community can't help you any longer, or when you make choices for your family that are better for them. So echoconnection.org is a resource that you can go to look up information and research information on cannabinoids as well, and help. If you would like to donate, you can also donate to the ECHO families. As brand ambassadors, we all donate monthly to the cause because this is the reason we wake up every morning and start over again and talk to people and spread the word, because it's for them. It's for them. So what about the people? You know, we're out there every day creating possibilities, and we definitely have to fund our mission. We have to find a way to profit from the global cannabis boom, but also making a difference in the world at the same time, and making sure that we stick to all of these standards we just covered. So in a traditional cannabis industry, you have choices. Whether you're talking about marijuana or hemp, you can open a dispensary, you can open a health store, you can open a farm. These are all very amazing things that are necessary in the marketplace. However, if you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars, nor are you prepared with licensing, experience, staffing costs, accountants, lawyers, web development, etc., then this is not a viable option. If you're looking for something that is a plug and play type of business opportunity, that is what Canaway represents. It's a natural choice. It is a low cost to get started. The company has done all the groundwork since 2009 for you. All of the legal compliance issues, the website, the e-commerce, the operations, the customer support, the shipping, the logistics, it's all provided. Plus you can have a international business. Canaway is located in all 50 US states, all 28 EU countries, and the UK and Ireland, of course, and Japan now, and Vietnam, Russia, and Kazakhstan, and more to come. The company's revenues have continued to skyrocket since 2016 all the way up to today, is over 900% growth. Not many companies can say that. You know, that is quite a feat when you start at the bottom, when everyone doubts you, when you're having to break laws and change minds to create a company with a vision. Now, all of these awards have been won, business awards in American and international. Really amazing to justify the fact that it is a legitimate business opportunity with proven results, and it is a safe investment to make in your future. You know, the cannabis boom is global, and to be able to grow a business globally and not just in your backyard, but from your backyard and from your home and from where you're comfortable is quite an amazing feat. It's so great to think about being able to travel around the world and support those teams when they start to grow. And that's exactly what we're doing. Here's a picture of the Hemp for Humanity Vienna Congress that took place. A lot of our leaders from America are pictured right here in the front, and leaders from all over the world that are learning about the Hemp for Humanity movement. Amsterdam, the most recent Super Academy. Right now, this weekend coming up is one in Prague, and on to Anaheim, California, and Poland, where there is a hemp farm that we just hosted an event. One of the very first Canaway products was made from this very hemp farm in Poland. The collective of farmers in Northern Europe has been so amazing to our company, and the fact that we are giving back to them, they're giving back to us. We're using a source that is just incredible and the most healthful for people was celebrated here. Here's Japan. Lots of rooms filled all over Japan and more events coming up in March for Japan. You can go to our Hemp Lifestyle Facebook page to see information about that. And you can also check out hemplifestylenetwork.com for information about the company, and japan.hemplifestylenetwork.com about the country's launch. Moving into the launch of Vietnam, which literally just happened. We are very excited about going into Vietnam as the very first cannabis company allowed to have our products coming into the country. Same thing with Russia and Kazakhstan. Russia is also one of the first countries, and we are one of the first companies to get a license in Russia and get our products registered. So why would you make Canaway your business? Canaway is the global leader, number one. We were the very first company that created an entrepreneurial legal cannabis movement. This industry is supposed to be growing to 22 billion by 2020, and it's probably going to be more than that. So you can participate, and it really can be done in many different ways. You can think of this as extra money, or your main opportunity, your main business. It kind of becomes what it will be for you. You can pay off debt and make ends meet. You can save money. Everyone, especially in America, needs a little extra money right now. It's tough. Everybody's looking for a side gig, another opportunity to create a residual stream of income, to generate extra wealth and bring money to your family and your community. So every day, people at Canaway are earning in 9 different ways. And that's nice to know that there are a lot of different ways to earn money here, no matter what level you're at, and even a minimum income guarantee. This is a game changer. If you say, hey, I can't do this unless I can make $500 a month in my first 60 days. My first 90 days, I want to make $2,500 a month. If you have a plan, if you have something that needs to be met, we can help you do that. And we help you do that by getting you started and taking you on the road to area director. We show you what you can do in the first 90 days. There is a proven pattern of of activities that you do every single day that bring about the opportunity to earn this bonus and many other levels of compensation at Canaway. In 90 days, if you follow the plan and follow the activities that have been proven, this will happen. And we help you. You're part of a team of people that work together to encourage each other. So you have to think about why you're here. We all have our reason. You know, we're all witnessing the end of the prohibition of cannabis. It's happening every single day. This industry will have ramifications that last for decades to come. So we're talking about creating generational wealth here, a legacy for our families. It is and will be one of the most important industries of our lifetime. Hundreds of millions of people will be helped. This is one of the greatest wealth creation vehicles today. And we believe that hemp for humanity is a basic human right. It really goes beyond that. So now what, right? Now what? So if you're invited here by someone else and you're taking a look at this, please get back with them and ask your questions. Look at the links that they've provided to you. Figure it out if it will work in your life. You can be a customer who gets free shipping and wholesale pricing, who's on a regular regimen of cannabinoids every single month, or your family is, or you can join us as a brand ambassador. You also can be a happy customer with wholesale pricing, but you get your own personal e-commerce website and the whole compensation plan, including the trips and the incentives and everything else that comes along with this amazing opportunity, is also programmed into that. So really the question is yours. And the process that we go through is very simple. Just in your consideration, the only things that you need to really do in the process is build relationships. Use the tools that have already been created. We even have an app that you can share things from and keep track of who you're reaching out to. We do follow-up calls. We get our leaders on the call with us to speak for us when we're learning. You know, you can't be expected to know everything today, but don't wait to build because we'll never know everything. We're learning every day. You enroll with an appropriate initial order, you schedule a new member orientation, and you host your first home business review or personal business reception one-on-one with someone, and then you get started. There's 10 steps to getting started, and we have programs that help you go through those 10 steps and start hitting your benchmarks and start making the income that you're dreaming of through something that you already feel strongly about, which is the hemp industry. You get to participate in two amazing industries, the direct selling industry and the cannabis industry, all at one time. It's a beautiful combination of two things that give you freedom and give you opportunity to help others. So we thank you for joining us here tonight, and we look forward to meeting you soon. Thank you. Take care.